decide what to do with it.
Just do it, just everybody, just everybody, come and get it now.
Ladies and gentlemen, to Overwatch League 2019. I am Achilles, back on the cast with Wolf for the final match of this week. Vancouver Titans going up against San Francisco Shock. And I know you guys have been seeing the Shock game so far. A little bit of a rougher start than a lot of people might have anticipated based on power rankings, but it's going to be a new face on this roster from today.
That's right, we're talking about Violet, of course, no longer suspended. Violet, someone you and I have commentated for a long time, very famous Zenyatta player in Korea, very known for shutting down Sombra ultimates, hiding, getting into the right position to trance. That was back then in Season 1 of Korea Contenders, very rare, very much now more common. A lot of people are excited to see how he's going to do in terms of Transcendence timings here in this meta, because it's so crucial in terms of shutting down, for example, Graviton surges.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he is in the big leagues now. He's been one of the standout Zenyatta players that we had in Contenders Korea. Now he's up here on the biggest stage alongside the likes of Twilight, who is also joining us here on stage. But then, of course, Jonak, etc. Long list of big Zenyatta players. Violet is going to try to overtake them. Vancouver Titans, however, a bit rough out yesterday. Have that back-to-back schedule coming through where they played against the Charge. And it seems like maybe some of their weaknesses might have been exposed.
Yeah, we're talking about Happy finding his footing on the Widow, getting good line of sight there. The Vancouver Titans struggling when it wasn't 3-3 versus 3-3. They narrowly took it in the end on Ilios, where we did see that, big self-destruct come through. Also some problems dealing with the Sombra play from Eileen. And even in times when it was a 3-3 mirror, wasn't the most perfect play for the Titans. So we have to kind of lower our expectations, I think, a little bit going into this series.
Yeah, Shock could certainly be a very formidable opponent with Violet on that lineup, but let's go on ahead and introduce them again for the second time. Back to back, saw him yesterday, gonna see him again now. Vancouver Titans.
This squad has a very difficult schedule this week. Playing back-to-back matches as they did is never easy, especially being pulled to the brink in that 5th and final game, and Slime had not hit that right click to knock them into the self-destruct. They would not be coming in with a 2-0 scoreline. It's got to feel stressful when you've always been the fan favorite at home in Korea, but here you're seen as the villain. Bumper said they were going to 4-0 every series, and already in series number 2, that's been proven wrong.
Yeah, that got shut down pretty quickly. One map in. Had that one taken away from them, but still undefeated, going to be looking to move up 3-0 and be just behind NYXL. They're sitting with that 4-0 score line. Their opponents here, to see how tough they're going to be with Violet on the lineup. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the San Francisco Shock.
Home crowd favorites here, and this is one of the things you fear as a Titans fan, is that crowd cheering against them, because they're not used to that. They haven't had that since the Apex Season 2 finals. But San Francisco Shock, a little bit of a shaky start here compared to analysts' expectations for them coming into this stage. However, there's a great chance they could take this series tonight if they could tighten up their play with the full force here. Violet now on the roster. This is nearly a purely Korean roster they're bringing in today in the starting 6 as well.
Very, very close, but Moth is going to be there to kind of anchor it down. See if they can find success. See if those 5 Koreans plus Moth can outweigh and beat out Vancouver with their 6. As these guys go ahead, give some waves to the crowd. Treyobin, he's just, you know, he's playing it calm. He's not trying to get too excited. The new player right there, Violet. See how he is going to be performing as he takes to the Overwatch League stage for the very first time.
That's right. And, you know, it's going to be a lot of pressure, you have to think. Moth as well. Really nice setups with Lucio throughout this entire stage thus far. He's one of the key players in turning fights, trapping members. And, you know, in terms of 3-3 synergy, it doesn't get much better than the former Runaway squad here of the Titans. So he's going to be a key player along with Smurf, who's starting over Super. Super having a pretty bad match last week, so changing it up a little bit here.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the map set presented by Toyota and see where we are going. Busan will be kicking us off, then Kings Row into Volskaya. Historically, very good map for Runaway. And we'll be rounding things out, of course, with Escort at the end. 66. So let's see how this series is going to get kicked off on Busan. Who can come out on top downtown? Going to be our first round.
Very much the question is, will we see nothing but Reinhardt Zarya 3-3 from the Titans here? Will they change it up? Because as Bren was mentioning at our Watchpoint pre-show, they're very much by now, no doubt, downloaded by the San Francisco Shock. Throughout the year of Korean contenders before transitioning into Overwatch League, they played mostly the Reinhardt Zarya or the Winston Zarya 3-3, otherwise known as GOATs. And so far, will just be the variation on Twilight's Ana here versus San Francisco Shock, already changing it up.
Yeah, we saw Twilight bringing out a lot of Ana yesterday, so changing it up just a bit. Striker going to be on that Widowmaker Architect with the Sombra. See how these guys compare together for now. Smurf just going to be swinging around like a madman with that Wrecking Ball. Striker up top, decent angle, looking for the headshot on the Twilight, misses it. Can't get the body shot either, now under pressure as Bumper arrives. Says, welcome to the Overwatch League, Violet. I've been here just a couple extra days over you. Gets those kills. That's going to be the point locked down first for Vancouver.
Very impressive stuff here from Bumper. He was able to do what he could not against the Charge just yesterday, where he attempted to kill the enemy Widow, but was shut down by good positioning and repositioning, whereas the Shock getting a little bit caught here. EMP is ready. There's not many ultimates to shut down here for this. It's going to be how they open it up.
Yeah, EMP going to be thrown in. Catching a couple members, 3 there, hacked down on the side of Vancouver Titans. Not losing anybody yet, but as I say, that Bumper will be taken down by Striker. The minefield, Oxel gets caught up in it. San Francisco Shock now going to start pushing their way over onto the point to try to cap this one. Sominsu and Janu playing back into the little cubby there, trying to stay safe, but as the rest of the team pushes forward, San Francisco will be able to clean this up. Nice point-blank shot there from Striker to finish off Slime. They'll get the cap.
And now we're going to see the Violet effect. He's got his Transcendence online. Su's looking to use the Graviton Surge to win the longer fight here. There's only one support ultimate for the Titans, so that Grav needs to be big. And since they were just reset, he doesn't have high energy. Violet having this Transcendence available and this Widowmaker here to pick them up on the way.
Double tap on a Bumper, sets it up for the pile driver. Smurf getting that alley-oop, nicely done. Good shots coming in from Striker, finding his stride here with this Widow.
And he has a perfect line of sight down this corridor, so by the time the Titans arrive, they've already taken so much damage, they'd have to use their ultimates early to prevent this, and that's exactly what San Francisco want.
That's why they're going to be kiting around the backside of the point.
Precisely.
Push their way through, tried to deny as much vision away from that Widow as humanly possible. Bubble in onto Bumper as he jumps forward. He'll be unable to find any kill on a Striker yet. Pushes in though, zapping away. Force out the self-destruct from Troy Helvin. He's gonna get a double kill. Summons and Hawks are both gonna be taken down. However, Vancouver Titans not gonna be going down without a fight. They managed to trade it up, 3 kills for 2. The flip coming in, still pushing forward. Looking for some more. They'll get the stagger onto Violet. They finish off Moth as Bumper has 14 HP.
The one thing you're missing as the Titans here with this composition, they're running the Ana rather than the Zenyatta, and what you gain is being able to stun, for example, the approaching Wrecking Ball. What you lose is that burst healing, and that's something that you could certainly feel in a lot of these fights, but now that they've got the point controlled, they can harass Striker on his approach a lot easier.
Yeah, it's becoming a bit more of a group effort. Lobbing in those right clicks from Sominsu as well to just force him out of these windows. Jono's going to be dumping the bomb, looking for that pickoff. Not going to be able to find anything, and he can't re-max. Smurf is able to come up with the kill. Striker off screen, going to be getting zapped down by Bumper. Comes over that kill, but Moth with the right click manages to get rid of the Winston. Pile driver in, pops him up into the air. Minefield's going to be set and ready to go. Smurf not willing to go that far forward, doesn't have the adaptive shield. Now starts pushing up as he gets pushed over half HP. Twilight going to be taken out. Approaching that OT for the Vancouver Titans. As they wait for that Ana to rejoin, Violet's going to be using the Transcendence as they try to get the flip coming back through. 99% now going to be forced out. Slime taken down. Striker finds the shot. EMP out from Architect. Axe him out. Bumper's going to be dead, so it seems like this should be the flip coming in for San Francisco Shock, but it's still a long way to the top for him. Only 53%.
The previous synergy was really about the Ana and the Winston together, so Bumper would be practically immortal when the Nano Boost is ready. He could use that to get the rest of his Primal and essentially live forever. That's the sustainability they were looking for. Didn't happen. It was too much of a disconnect between that duo. Twilight's now going to swap over the Moira. They know they don't have time. This is one of the fastest building support ultimates in the game, though. Coalescence can be great in this very choke point Striker is now abusing.
Yep.
But he's 50% of it away.
Working their way up. The flip just comes in. 99% now. They have to stay on to the point. Self-destruct out. Troy Hilbin does manage to break Jonu's mech. He's going to be spamming away with that pilot pistol, trying to get back through. Grapnel Surge comes down. Striker and Moth both going to be locked up. They lost out onto the Wrecking Ball. Now Violet's going to be gone. Troy Hilbin burned out of the mech again. And that should be the first round of Busan going the way of the Vancouver Titans. Architect is here, but he's not leaving stealth to actually even contest that one.
Great sign here for the Titans, though. Shutting down the Widow, they failed to defeat against the Charge yesterday. In less than 24 hours, already adapting on the fly.
Yeah, turning things around. Good look for Vancouver at the start of the series. Let's see what San Francisco can do with the rest of Busan when we come back. And here we are on a beautiful Sanctuary. Jumping in, Vancouver Titans going to be looking for that 2-0 to match their overall series record.
Same composition for the Shock, but Jonu will start the Wrecking Ball here. Actually, he's the first player to play Wrecking Ball in competitive when it was released in the Grand Finals.
Very true.
That they took. So, you know, he's an OG of this hero. It's been a while since we've seen him on it.
Ooh, looking for that sleep dart. Twilight instead. He's going to get hacked out. Likely taken down. There you have it. Almost was able to trade that back onto Architect. Smurf now going to be pushing forward. Goes in for the pile driver, popping up Slime. Striker nearly with that headshot lined up to get rid of the enemy Lucio. First cap still going to be coming in for Vancouver. As Jono rejoins, gets on top of Striker, but cannot finish him off. Actually, we'll just get burned down. Architect likely coming in with a hack. Manages to find it, but it's going to be an exchange on those Hammonds so far. Striker barely getting that grapple to connect. Gets his way out of there safely. Vancouver Titans still fighting a very scrappy battle here on the point. Do maintain control for now.
It's a huge matchup between the Widow and the Ana. You need to kill the Ana, otherwise the Widow will never be able to kill the high health pool tanks. the Ana is constantly healing. That's why in the end you see Striker try to switch targets over to Twilight, but he can't maintain line of sight with the double tank composition the Vancouver Titans are running. He now has Infrasight, but even still, getting that angle's tough.
Okay, EMP is going to be coming in, locks up multiple members with that hack. Twilight and Janu dead off the bat. Striker gets himself a double kill, another headshot there on a Summon Su. Can't quite finish him off. Saw him for a moment.
This is a really cool counter the Titans are running. The EMP does break open the point for now, but I love that they're running the Ana here too, not only because it keeps the double tanks, the main tanks, we're talking about Wrecking Ball here as a main tank rather than an off tank, so sustainable that Striker can't kill them easily. Also, it's tough to kill an Ana with Sombra. We saw barely Architect do it moments ago, but you can see how difficult it is.
Jump in, Nano onto Bumper into the back. Minefield's going to be coming down from Smurf. Bumper will get picked off as Architect finds the kill. Janu going to be holding onto a minefield of his own. Might be investing that, goes ahead, throws it down here onto the staircase. Point still in control of San Francisco, but Yobin getting knocked out of the mag. Sumitsu dangerously low. Self-destruct will come out, the right click as he turns around 180 into the base of the baby, even takes him down, now throws in that Graviton Surge, locks him up. Violent gets taken out. Moth just trying to dance around the drum, but this beat is not for him. Will get taken out.
You know,
going to be the control going back over to Vancouver.
Next to Reinhardt, Zarya is the second hardest hero to kill in this meta in terms of damage taken. And I know it was touched on yesterday, if you lose Zarya first, you only win the fight 5% of the time. But in moments like this, you feel like you're winning the fight until Summon Su's completely protected. He has high energy. He does more damage than a tank is supposed to do. When he's able to manage that high energy. That's what works out for the Titans here. That's why they're at now 67.
Architecto is going to be pushing up around the corner, throws in the EMP, but only catches two. Haksal and Sominsu, the only ones hacked out. Now Bumper comes back over onto the point with the Primal Rage ready to go, smacks him around, finds a kill onto Violet, follows up, gets him off. Both supports going to be taken out. That's going to have to be a very fast reset for the San Francisco Shock. That is why Bumper's going forward. Trying to get that kill on the Troy Hoban. Can't deny him away from the ledge, though.
Part of the snowball here for the Zaryas is the dying Zarya always loses energy. In this case, Striker with a late swap. Summon Su's damage output is much greater, and they have the better sustain with Twilight on the Ana. This nano boost should buy time.
Twilight!
The sleep!
From downtown, hello! Gives him the sleep dart, locking him up. Bumper gonna be coming around the backside. Nano boost rolling through onto the Winston again. Janu manages to find Violet before he can get the Transcendence. He was just 9% away. Now Smurf with the sliver of HP gonna be taken out by Haksal. Moth gonna be dead. And Vancouver Titans look to take this 100-43 to close out Busan with a 2-0, and it's just a matter of time. They'll go ahead and clean up the baby diva, and that will be it. Map 1 to Vancouver.
Already prepping a creative strategy here to counter the Widow. Very well executed. And the Ana play is just what they needed to take this first map.
Seems like maybe the match yesterday was a rude awakening. Vancouver are looking woke. Shock. They have to bounce back.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. High ground or low ground, T-Mobile has you.
It starts with a surge of adrenaline. Neurons fire. Signals flood the nervous system. Limbs begin to lighten. Pupils race back and forth behind closed eyelids, then open, awakened. Now it's up to you to decide what to do with it.
Just do it, just everybody, just everybody, come and get it now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. San Francisco Shock, a bit of a rocky start so far in this series. could not pick up a victory there on Busan. Just a 2-0 straight over to the Titans. A fantastic bounce back for them, however, after yesterday's match versus the Charge.
Especially with what they were running. The, off-tank Janu running Wrecking Ball was actually popularized by him himself back in Korea, like I was mentioning in that Season 2 finals. The first time Wrecking Ball was unlocked for competitive play was that grand final. So it's exciting to see him bring it back. This is something they know about, they've used before, but perhaps couldn't really think of on the fly yesterday, and now are bringing it back in. Obviously, Busan map very conducive for this style, as well as a lot of open space to utilize the Wrecking Ball, Winston's mobility as well. By the time the Shock changed composition, it was unfortunately just a little bit too late.
It seems like the cohesion here with the team is a bit better compared to yesterday.
Sure.
Bumper going in, always has cover, has those bubbles coming through from the Zarya, so significantly stronger performance at the start from him. And go ahead and take a look at him.
Bumper is one of those players you and I were crystal balling as potentially being one of the rookies of the year, one of the highest performed new players coming into Overwatch League. He's ranked 4 times first in a lot of these categories. Deaths per 10 minutes, a bit lower, and I think that is a lot attributed to that weaker series yesterday against the Charge. Had they fought a weaker opponent, you'd imagine he'd be up in that category too. But the guy is an absolute god. He's played so many different heroes in the past. People forget that he has also played support. He's also played Diva in the past. The main tank role is where he settled on in the very end and the very peak of his career. And so far, so good for this guy in Overwatch League.
Yeah, it's been a very strong start. Again, some bold words coming out after that first series versus Shanghai. Couldn't quite live up to it, but they're looking to make up for that series yesterday. This is a good way to start. San Francisco Shock, though, the onus is going to be on them. Try to bounce back in here and tank hybrid, even this series up, give us that 1-1, and then try to take the lead from there, get that match point and close it out, turn their words around on them, and give them that first loss of the season.
Yeah. Very, I feel like for the Shock, it was a very solid opening game. They came with a clearly prepared strategy. They knew the weak points of the Vancouver from what we saw yesterday. It's just the total 180 in terms of composition for Vancouver. I think that really threw them for a whirl there. We do have some substitution coming into the second map.
Oh, okay, Sinatra going to be taking onto the stage.
Definitely one of our better Zarya players at the moment.
Has been quite good. Looking back on him in the first series, especially as San Francisco played in, Sinatra looked phenomenal there. So we'll be subbing in over Striker, and Super will be coming in for Smurf.
Super definitely one of the players who had slightly weaker than his counterpart's stats. We talked about it in the pre-show today, broke that down a little bit. So redemption story potentially for him here. But the big thing is, as we head into hybrid, and on this map, Kings Row, it is going to be a lot of 3-3 versus 3-3. So your Widow exclusive, Striker, he's out. This makes sense. You're bringing in your Zarya main now. If the Titans can win this map against one of our stronger 3-3 teams in Shock, it bodes poorly for them for the rest of this series, because we've already seen them deal with the Widow, deal with the Sombra, and if they can beat the 3-3 as well, it feels like lights out for San Francisco.
What other tricks you got up your sleeves? That would become the question, but let's see how they will be faring as we get ready to dive into map 2, Kings Row. Staging ground for what could be match point for Vancouver or a tied series at the hands of the San Francisco Shock. So let's go ahead and jump straight back into the action. Kicking things off, we'll just be Vancouver on the defense.
That's right. I was gonna say the exact same thing. You took the words out of my mouth. And for the San Francisco Shock, everyone was hyping up Architect potentially facing Haxel in a Genji duel. This map pool not very conducive to that, unfortunately, for those fans. But it looks like we will see some variation of 3-3 here from the Shock. Architect perhaps teasing the fans with this Genji. You can use it to scout a little bit, then easily Swift Strike back into the base and swap heroes. It will be the safer Hanzo Scout instead, though.
Yep, Sonic Arrow. No, not even. Okay. No scouting. Let's go in blind. They're gonna do it live. Architect pushing out with the break. Fire strike to the face. Sominsu says, thank you very much for the energy. Soaks that one up with his bubble. And
look at
San Francisco, they're really going hard in the paint right now up towards that point, taking a little bit too much damage. That's going to cause him to kite back behind the statue. And Bumper, he's way out in no man's land, gets locked up by the counter charge. Now he gets taken down. Moth scooping up that kill. Slime barely making out with a sliver of HP. Twilight as well. Under a lot of fire and Shock. displacing Bumper. That might have just netted him point A.
Looks like it. Moth was looking to set this up from the high ground there, using a right click, something he's been doing great at, especially look at his Rialto play. And it looks like the Titans are just simply going to give this up. I spoke too soon.
No, they just start pushing their way in. Bumper barely making onto the corner in time to finally contest this. 97% about there for San Francisco Shock. They get Bumper, they get Hawksall. Can they get the rest of the squad? Jano going to be popped out of the mech. Baby Neva does not stand a chance, nor does Slime as he gets stunned up, and that will be the gap. 5.5 minutes. The time bank from San Francisco, absolutely phenomenal start.
Amazing start here as Moth chases down Summon-Su, knocks him to the side for further stagger. Also, will reset his energy, which is huge. He will start with a grab, but no energy as a result. And Moth's not done here.
They are going all the way to point C right now to spawn camp Vancouver.
And now they have 6 ultimates. The cart has been rolling this entire time. Choyobin, the boring job, the cart ride. That's why he's the only one who's not really yet at his self-destruct, but that will tick up soon. He did a massive amount of damage in that last fight as well. The Titans come through with almost every countering ultimate, but it's the time bank that's the bigger concern, as well as San Francisco Shock's positional advantage, because they're able to play so far forward here. When you look at the Titans, the next attack is going to be pretty ill-fated.
Well, they're just going for it here. Grabdown Surge will come out, locks up San Francisco Shock. Violet pops the Transcendence to keep everybody alive. Countering grab coming through. Twilight, Transcendence of his own. They go in for that Shatter Bomb combo. Not going to be able to find it. Transcendence, that's a little bit longer. Shatter straight into the shield of Super, however. Bumper not going to be able to find anything in the cart. Getting closer and closer to B. Still well over 4 minutes remaining on the clock.
Nobody dying is a huge win here for the Vancouver Titans, at least in the initial fight here. And we do have Summon-Su with nearly another grab, and he's got the energy this time. He started with 0 versus 100.
Oh, and actually just manages to find Violet, takes him out. I believe a right-click lobbed over the shield, perhaps. Now pushing up. High energy. Nearly knocks Troy Hobin out of that mech.
Remember, he started this fight with 0 energy and a grab, whereas Sinatra started with 100, and he still won the matchup. He still had better bubble management. He's the reason, especially with that last right click, that the Titans will finally recontrol this choke point.
Well, that's going to be the grab coming through. Bomb going to be thrown in right up the top, inside of the archway, looking for the pickoffs. Sound barriers out, Shatter in from Bumper, locks him up into the back line, but the sound barrier from Moth does help keep them alive and in the fight for a little bit longer. Bumper trying to retreat as that Transcendence from Twilight, topping him back up. Hawksall going to be the casualty so far for Vancouver. Now going to be looking to rejoin. Bumper into a corner, taken down. Sinatra scoops up the kill, and the cart can start rolling again.
We don't have this level of chasing Lucio. I mean, not really, outside of Slime himself in Korea and Coma, perhaps. You know, 2 former Contenders players. Moth is punishing the Titans' retreat. They're staying too long. They're getting greedy. They're trying to get extra ults. And Moth says, no, I'm coming in here. I'm gonna scoop you up. I'm gonna get more ult charge for our team, and I'm gonna get stagger kills for a free push. He's been doing it all stage 1 long, and it really shows here in this particular matchup.
Now look at fantastic for him. Maybe looking for a boop into the pit here. If Vancouver comes up a bit closer. Works his way into the back, tries to find the shot. Not gonna be able to get it. Bumper gets a shield up in time, but he's got a sliver of HP, and Sinatra pounds him down, now pins them all into the wall with the grabs on Surge. 96 energy, the right clicks come down, the melee hits weaved into it, and San Francisco Shock are absolutely on fire right now, getting ready to round the final corner with nearly 4 minutes remaining.
And Violet's got this Transcendence. That's the only thing that could have been missing, right, for an easy pivot right into C versus Summon-Su's grab. 0 energy again as he heads into this.
Utterly massive at the moment here for San Francisco. Grab's gonna be good. The Transcendence out from Violet, trying to keep them safe. The pin manages to find Moth, denying away a sound barrier that could have elongated the fight and maybe gotten the finish for San Francisco Shock. Pin in from Super, but he's gonna die in transit, so gets nothing. It will just be able to reset, but that's okay because the time bank is still pretty darn good.
The time bank is good. Well, there are several cautionary tales about getting too hyped about time banks. When you talk about ult efficiency here, Vancouver Titans swimming in it with double support ultimates online here. Bumper still holding the Shatter, and they've got this choke controlled right now.
Summon-Su getting ready to come up with another grab. 35% away. Oh, Bumper going aggro for the Shatter again. Not going to be able to find it, but Twilight picks off Sinatra, and now they can push forward and spare him the blushes of that missed ult.
The double here.
A little bit more. Moth will be the last one to go down, it would seem.
The double here comes through from the space built by Bumper's attempt to Shatter. Even though the Shatter doesn't come up with any stuns, the threat there gives an extra line of sight to Twilight, who still holds that Transcendence. This time the Shock are going to have to force some ultimates to be used here if they want to finish C.
I mean, we could have another point B fight right here. A lot of ultimates on either side. Graviton Surge opening things up first. Bomb straight in on top of their heads from Janu. Looking for the pick. Sound Barrier helps keep everybody alive as well as the Transcendence. Pin comes in, Bumper goes low, but the Transcendence keeps him alive. Oh, but into the pin goes Twilight Moth. Finds him with the right click, but this time Bumper Shatter is going to be good. Locks him down, but Jehobin finds the pick off with the bomb.
Vancouver's going to back off now. They want those respawns. Only will we see Janu stagger here, lose his mech. They're just trying to get those spawns back through. Summon with the Twilight, or excuse me, with the Sound Barrier. Might be able to build energy, but it looks unlikely.
Pushing their way back out. Bumper already getting tagged up a little bit. The Sound Barrier now going to be coming through as they work their way over onto the cart. Hawksall, the first one to tag. Tries to get the shield bash. Unable to find the stun. 148 remaining. 0.19 meters left to go. San Francisco a sliver away from getting completion here on King's Row. Graviton Surge now going to be locking him up. They do not have a Transcendence ready to go. Violet still a ways away. 2 for 1 as Sominsu's going to be the one traded out. The grab denial from Janu. Snatches that one out right from underneath of him. That should be a reset here for San Francisco.
Jehobin's resetting as fast as possible because what was once the great time bank you said moments ago is now down to 120. Summon carried the fight there with the Sound Barrier slime provided. It's a longer fight, so they get 2 support ultimates on the way here. Twilight nearly ready with his slime half the way there. That's the key in these fights. The Zarya, can they get energy and maintain it? He's still got the energy advantage over Sinatra now. So suddenly, Shock will struggle to finish this point.
Now under a minute, where before it was 4+. Janu tagged up a little bit, just going to be feeding over some more ult charge for Slime, especially who's waiting on that next Sound Barrier.
So critical.
Very neck and neck right now between the supports on either side. Rally's going to be out from Hawksall to start things off. Architect nearing his own ult. Force them back around the final corner now. The rally comes through. Architect popping that immediately as soon as they're able to have it. Sominsu trying to build up, trying to get that grab. Sinatra will beat him there. Shatter comes in, manages to find Sominsu. The bomb going to be dropped in to try to protect them. Not going to find any kills. Answering bomb now out from Jehobin. Looking for the pick, and he's going to get Bumper. Transcendence now expired from Twilight. Tries to stay alive. There's a little bit of shielding left.
They want the overtime
Barrier, locking them up. Still neck and neck. Twilight going to be taken down. Sinatra going to be finding the kill now. Summon going to be joining him. Janu going lower and lower in the back. Bumper just now getting ready to rejoin. He's got the Shatter ready to go. But can he lock anybody down? It seems like the answer is going to be no. They put him back into another corner. They finish him off. And they will glide through the OT.
Barely in overtime, but that is so huge. That may become very important depending on the time bank here if the Titans can complete. Nice delay there in the end.
Yeah, no full defense, but they do manage to drain the time down. Let's see how Titans fare on their attack when we come back. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the Titans getting ready to go on their attack on King's Row. San Francisco Shock. Their attack was phenomenal from the start. The first push netting them the cap on A. But constant aggression from the Titans and knowing when they could draw it back allowed them to drain that time bank all the way down to 0.
You know, a lot of people thought this matchup would be defined by Bumper versus Super slash Smurf. You know, we saw Smurf in the starting 6. Outclassed a little bit there by the dual tank duo of Bumper and Janu, but Super's in now. But I feel like this map, the highs and lows of the Shock have been based off of energy management. As Su's been able to build 99 faster in most of these fights and live longer, and that's part of the reason why we're seeing, you know, some of these fights turn. Sinatra only with 2 deaths this round so far, but both of those at critical times where he lost that energy advantage.
Has been out damaging Summon as far as damage pretend thus far. And now Bubble's going to be coming out, helping to keep Bumper alive. Vancouver forced back to the initial choke. The opposing side of the statue here. So not going to be that first attack. And Summon oh, just going to get picked off. Violet comes up with a massive win there. And that's going to allow them to go all the way up to the gates here.
you're already practically fighting a losing battle in this meta on attack. We have seen some metas where the attacker has an advantage, but this is certainly not one of them. But on top of this, now San Francisco Shock is leading in every ultimate regard as well, practically, here. And it's really tough as the Titans. Look at the Sleep Dart setup.
Yeah, gonna be looking for it. Oh, the Bionade into the back. That's just a couple members in Slime, gonna be the first casualty. And San Francisco, they're not gonna stop there. They're looking for more.
You basically can't lose that fight when Architect hits the massive sleep. Remember, Architect's always been a DPS player, and specifically a projectile DPS. That's always been his background. And now he's on this Ana. He played it in their previous match as well. I reviewed it a lot. And he's had great sleep darts on this map in particular, especially against Dallas Fuel. And once again, he finds his mark here, denying that healing and getting a very fast nano, not to mention a ton of damage.
Yeah, nicely done. Moth coming in, pushing them off that high ground. Super goes forward, looks for Bumper. Bionade, weakening them up. So start this time, not gonna find a connection. Architect still just gonna be sitting in the back, waiting. Finger over that nano boost. Set to throw that one in when necessary. Rally to lead for Vancouver. Bumper into the front. Trying to get some swings in, trying to get that Earth Shatter online. He's getting closer and closer. Grab on Surge could be the first one coming out here from Summon Suit. Nanobu's gonna be thrown in, but Sinatra gonna be taken down. Shatter comes out from Super, manages to lock up Janu in the back, but cannot get the break onto the mech. And it seems like right now Vancouver Titans gonna be entrenched in onto the point. And with that charge out, you know the Shock have abandoned point A.
And Sinatra's third death, you know, it's that 5%. He was the 95% when he was the first to die in that fight. And also Super, who got the perfectly timed nano boost to keep him alive from Architect during that grab, spent most of the few frames of nano stunned by the Brigida stun coming in from Haxal, so didn't have the best opportunity to do that damage to turn the fight or get a charge off. So as a result, Vancouver Titans start with a weaker time bank here, but it was getting dangerous. We might have seen a full hold.
Shatter ready, Bumper. We'll build that one up. Summon Su getting closer and closer to that next Graviton Surge. Support ultimates about to be online for San Francisco Shock, and they're likely going to be needing them here. Bomb going to be thrown straight into the mix of things. Looking for the big house, and Trey Oven comes up with two. John Oates bomb into the back. Not going to find anything. They shift around. They get the shield up. Super protects them all. Nice cleanup here as they push forward back towards the spawn.
Just feels like San Francisco Shock have such a good understanding of this map. It's Moth's territory here through the street space. He's cutting the team in half. During A, Architect's Ana controls Bionades. Now they can control this choke, the obvious approach angle for the Titans, with a massive energy advantage for Sinatra.
Right here into the staircase. Super gonna be hitting the ground as the Shatters come out. Super responding with one of his own. So far, no one gonna be taken down.
Gotta love this meta.
Vancouver's just gonna be shifting around the other side, and nobody dies. All the ultimates you can fathom. Architect going low, but nobody dies.
Well, this is an advantage now again for Sinatra's energy.
Pushing forward, yeah, 100 ready to go. Grab online, sees the D-Matrix come out, throws it right onto the corner. Now just has to get the kills. Bumper swinging away like a madman. The Shatter in the hallway catches all of them. Bumper gonna be the first one to get taken down. They need more than that though. Grab plus massive Shatter still only gonna lead to 2 deaths, but San Francisco Shock maintain control, looking to hold Vancouver Titans right here in the choke past A.
This is looking really
rough.
Spawn
camping them.
They are spawn camping them. This happens very commonly on this map, in this meta, especially when you're running Ana. This time Architect's actually on the Brigida, unlike when they face the Fuel in this exact same scenario. Grabs out.
Yeah, grab this time from Summon Su, looking to lock him up. Sinatra trying to get closer and closer to that next one. The bomb from Janu manages to find Architect. A 2-kill opening for the side of Vancouver, but Super with the charge comes in, gets rid of Bumper, but they're able to pick off the enemy Rhine very swiftly thereafter. They finally have broken through the chokehold of San Francisco Shock right outside the spawn, but there is still so far to go for this card.
Now, Summon Su now has, you know, the energy advantage, 80-0. I keep mentioning this because every time you lose your Zarya, they go back down to nothing, right? As they back away from the fight as well, it naturally will decay. But gonna go around this corner. He doesn't have a grab. It'd be nice if he did, because Violet's still so far away from a trance.
Twilight close to one as Sinatra gets ready to have another grab. Rallies out from Haxal as they push forward, trying to open up more distance here. Just gently glide the cart into B, but San Francisco Shock are not going to allow that to happen. They are going to be contesting this one. Hilbin pushes forward. To stop it just 2 meters away. Shatter going to be coming down. They lock up 2 into the front line. Sinatra and Architect both on the ground. Shatter denies away the grab. Sinatra has that one taken away again, but Violet opens things up with a kill on a Hawkstall. As they try to trade this back, as they try to maintain control. There's just 30 seconds left. Now Bumper going to be going down. Now Sominsu. Vancouver Titans, they have to get the heck out of here. They have to reset. There's one more chance to get into B, and they still have to finish the map.
A Violet lack of trance here means that the big key defense will be on Moth. Now, the big scary part too here is, can they get to the point? It's gonna have to be Janu or Slime to get to tag this in 10 seconds. They should be able to do it, but they may take damage on that approach. Moth at the back, that sound barrier is absolutely crucial to stop Sominsu's grab. Here's Janu to touch.
Goes in, but almost loses the mech because of that. So OT gonna be forced out. Graviton Surge coming out. He's trying to inch it off the top, but he can't quite get it there. Even so, not sure if it would have led them too many kills. Architect Sinatra still gonna get picked off. Troy Hilbin answers one back as Hawkstall will be eliminated. Super in a corner. No HP as soon as the shield breaks. Sominsu's waiting with 100 energy to finish him off. Vancouver Titans barely inch their way forward to get the finish on B, but it's only 1 minute 23 seconds left to go all the way to the end.
We talked about the overtime potentially being a factor here. Seems pretty unlikely now with only 80 seconds to go. Sominsu is just looking for ult charge right now with the 80 energy he holds, and he's unfortunately not able to get a whole lot. Blocked now by the barrier of Super, and they're just gonna have to glide around this corner.
Janu offering some damage here from the top. Rallies out, they're pushing forward. Cart's still going to be getting inched up. Taking a lot of members low there. The Graviton Surge is going to be locking him in. Hawkstall going to be taken down. Transcendence out from Twilight now as they try to survive with Bumper. It's caught up in the thick of things. Going to be eliminated in Twilight. Goes off the side. 45 seconds. They got one more chance again to try to make things happen in OT.
Now the problem here really is that that was basically an overextension from Vancouver Titans. They decided that this was their go time because they had energy advantage on the Zarya.
Had the rally.
They throw that away. The rally's gone now, as you mentioned, and they don't have a Transcendence. So there's no sustain healing for this fight. And the San Francisco Shock are poised to defend.
Shatter coming out. Sominsu gonna get locked up. The sound barrier comes through from Slime, trying to keep them alive. Answering Shatter's in. Super and Architect both gonna get picked up. Violet now taken down as Hawkstall gets himself a double kill. Bumper playing right around the edge there. Nearly gets knocked out. The rest of the Shock, they're caught off.
They need
they're
to
back
respawn
over towards B. They're gonna start pushing forward. Sinatra needs to be farming up for this grab. Bombs in, a Hail Mary for Troy Hilbin. Not gonna fight at the grab. Locks him in. And they will be able to find the finish line here on Kings Row. Both teams in OT.
Very close call for the Titans, but they close it out in the end. What a great series we have here already. We're not even halfway done.
A minute each to determine Kings Row. Let's see who comes out on top when we come back. Welcome back. We are at a knife's edge at the moment. A minute each for these teams, both barely able to finish Kings Row in overtime. Vancouver Titans are looking like they maybe weren't even going to be able to leave the spawn after capping A for the longest time.
Well, if you look at our previous series with the Toronto Defiant, as you know, the leading team gets the advantage from a draw, and we are certainly in potential draw territory here. With both these teams having great defenses.
We had it just in our last series.
That's what I mean.
Preceding this could happen again.
All right, energy management here is so key between these Zaryas.
So Mitsu just going to be lobbing in those right clicks. Ooh, Super taking a lot of damage. Armor pack helps bust him back up. Seems like he'll be okay for now. Sinatra pushing forward, just trying to farm for that energy. Nearly makes it to 70.
Sominsu likely very close as well. Huge damage here on the Sinatra though, no bubble.
Yep, Architect now going lower. Bumper, you can see he's starting to feel it. Just needs to make sure he doesn't get overzealous, as that's when he gets picked off. Both Ryan shields going lower and lower. Super playing back to try to let that one regen. Get the eyes on these fire
Violet.
strikes from both of our divas. Violet taking some shots. Transcendence about to
Trans
down line.
almost ready.
Twilight right there with them. Rallies out from both sides.
Who's going to use it
It's
first?
anybody's fight. Transcendence going to be in from Violet to kick things off. Twilight now going to be matching. Grabs down Surge. Locks up Super on the side. They haven't been able to get it. Shatter trying to come out. Super going to be denied. Answering Shatter in from Bumper, but he and Sominsu are going to be the casualties so far. Now Hawksall going lower and lower. Jono going to be picked out.
Huge for the shot. Huge for the shot.
On the clock. Managed to get the cap here on A.
Can't win a fight without that Zarya. It is simply not going to happen. Things look tight there. Things look close, and the Shatter was shut down by Hawksall's preemptive stun there, but it wasn't good enough. Now, massive Zarya energy advantage continues for Sinatra here. In terms of elims, we're looking at a 22-9 for Sominsu versus a massive leading 44-5 for Sinatra. He's been winning this matchup overall tonight, albeit sometimes not in the most critical of moments. And now he's going to hold that advantage here as we go into the next fight.
They got to get him away from the cart right now. Going to be tied up on ultimates as far as the ones that are online are concerned.
It's going to be a collapse.
Yep, self-destruct each, as well as that sound barrier.
Look at this collapse coming through from the Titans.
They want to stop it right here, right now, not give them any additional distance. Bombs going up from Janu into the back. Looking for the pick. Oh, nice one! No! Both supports going to be taken down. Joe Yeoman going to be knocked out of that neck, but he dumps the self-destruct to try to make it back through. Seems like he will be able to do so, but there's going to be a grab that they need to follow up on. Shatter coming in from Super. Bumper and Hawksall again going to be taken down. San Francisco Shock trying to grind against them and continue this push. The cart has not been moving yet. Twilight uses that Transcendence. Grabs on Surge, now going to be coming out. Troy Hoban loses it out onto the mech, but they need more kills. They need to get rid of the Baby Diva. There's so much that they have to deal with, but it's going to be Vancouver who lose out on their supports as Slime goes down. The cart will continue to advance as Janu gets cleaned up.
It's amazing for the San Francisco Shock. This is way more than you could have ever bargained for on a Kings Row push like this. Looking at the faces of the Titans, size across the board here on stage as they know that this is going to be almost impossible to repeat on their attack when we switch sides. Sinatra still having this advantage on the Zarya, and it's just a lobbing fest right now, but it's meters and meters gained as the Titans decide to approach.
Rally's going to be out. Bumper already taking a lot of damage up front. Will be bursted back up. Shatter online.
Good start.
Going to be dropped. That's going to be the Shatter coming in. Violet trying to stay alive. Gets the overpack, but this will be the cleanup. But man, what a push from San Francisco, fighting tooth and nail. Nearly make it to B after starting with just a minute, and that is massive pressure on Vancouver because they have the exact same time bank.
All 6 players for the Titans silent. We're going to take a look at this Shatter that ends the overtime push. It is the double at this angle. He comes through, he's got the bubble and the speed boost. Look at this angle. Knocks Sinatra and Violet down, spins and pivots midair. Now that was in slow motion what we just watched. He then gets the charging kill that ends the push. A huge play by one of our strongest Reinhardts in the league, but even he knows that this map is very likely lost.
I mean, statistically coming into this, yeah, one of the best, if not the, but let's see what they can get done on their attack. Same amount of time, but a very tall order. See just how far San Francisco was able to make it. Fantastically done for them.
We're going to go back to Architect support here on the Ana. Triple support for Gidalis. This is going to be how San Francisco Shock make their stand. It's difficult with only 1 minute of time for the attacking team to identify Architect's position. Is he up on the high ground to the left? Is he going for the long distance bio from behind from the archway? You only get one shot to react to that. If your whole team gets bionated, you're always going to be behind him. With only 1 minute in the clock, that can be do or die. So Architect's first grenade here is going to be absolutely massive, hit or miss. Slime's looking for him right now up on the high ground. You can see he's at the center of the screen to the back.
Yep.
So they know where he is now.
Directly behind on that high ground. 40 seconds remaining. Vancouver, they really need to try to get this cap on the first push.
They've got to be careful this grenade. Here we go.
It comes down, going to be taken away. Slime comes in from behind, manages to get rid of Architect. Vault under fire. They're in onto the point, starting to take this one up. 28 seconds still remaining in Vancouver. Seems like they will be able to get it the first time out. Deep push coming in as they clean up some kills, try to get that extra bit of ult charge coming through.
It was a huge risk to use the grenade aggressively. Shut down by Janu means that this attack is now completely wide open. The big silver lining here for the Shock is, first of all, they already have 100 meters here. They're very far from their push, but also they didn't feed that much ult charge over to the Titans. It was a very pacifist style of letting the point go. They did not really fight. That means they're still relatively even.
Only thing they lose out on is going to be Architect just now swapping over to the Brigida.
That's right.
They're trying to replicate that performance with the Ana. Speaking of Architect, gets tagged up massively in the back there. Vancouver have to stay glued to this. Finally gonna get picked off right before that Transcendence comes online. Now the cleanup is there. Vancouver, the floodgates have opened. Hobin just trying to delay a little bit longer, but they instantly kill off that pilot form Diva. And Cart will continue to glide.
You could feel the hope slipping from the San Francisco Sox fingers here. They had this map practically won, but 2 decisive fights for the Titans means they come through. More Zarya energy.
Bumper.
Yes, Bumper with the flanking shatter potential.
He's trying to be sneaky again.
He's done this so many times in tense moments.
But no one's playing forward. They make the call. The Cart's too close. He's got to come out. Wouldn't be able to sneak up on anybody from that position.
Grabs. Both ready.
Shatter he goes around the corner, not going to be able to find anything though. Shield was up now. Super's going to have one of his own in just a moment. Sinatra, Grab going to be online, answering Shatter. Managed to find Sominsu into the front. The Transcendence going to be coming down for Twilight, but Sinatra still holding onto the Grab. Answering Grab coming through from Vancouver, locks him in the sound barrier. Sound. It's a huge bomb coming in from Jono. Oh my God, Miguel, he does it again. We saw it from him yesterday to get the victory over the Charge. Now he does it to take the win on King's Row.
Oh, he talked about it with Meko and Mono. The only duo to rival them in the Shatter Bomb combo was going to be Bumper and Janu, and they win a map with it here. They take the 2-0 lead. San Francisco Shock, they've got to be, as their name suggests, shocked after what easily they thought a one map.
You can see them dancing on stage, feeling good about it, watching that play of the game. Woo! We'll see you guys when we come back from the halftime. Man, what a way to go out on it.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. High ground or low ground, T-Mobile has you covered. And by State Farm. Whatever life brings your way, State Farm is here to help life go right.
It starts with a surge of adrenaline. Neurons fire, signals flood the nervous system. Limbs begin to lighten. Pupils race back and forth behind closed eyelids, then open, awakened. Now it's up to you to decide what to do with it.
Just do it, just everybody, just everybody, come and get it down.
Our match of the week is definitely living up to the hype so far. It's the Titans who are trying to stay perfect. They're currently up 2-0 after this huge bomb coming in from Janu. Welcome back, everybody. It's Puckett and the crew. We've got Zoe, we've got Bren, and of course, that bomb was set up from a name you're going to hear a lot in this halftime show. Bumper is doing bumper things again, Zoe.
Oh man, he came out of the gates on the first map and he instantly got 2 kills. Architect and Violet were taken out immediately and then the team just went rolling from then onwards. And I do believe that Shock had a few good moments, but overall I think Busan was really in favor of that team. Bumper ended his map with 7 Primal Rage kills, so he got a lot of work done.
That's a lot of backhands.
This is absolutely insane, honestly, as well, though. The fact that Bumper has improved, the general team play of the Vancouver Titans has improved improve so much. I remember when I was telestrating a play when they were playing against Guangzhou, and Bumper was putting so much effort into trying to bring down the enemy Widowmaker, which at the time was Happy, and now they have turned it around a lot more, and it is a lot more consistent in the way they are bringing down these backline compositions. This is one that they did struggle against. They forced San Francisco to swap in this game. This play, though, this is what I want to talk about, because Twilight subtly carried this game. That sleep dart, when it was 96% chance to them getting the win, actually won them that round. It was insane. It's just as good as a kill at the end of the day. Here are the statistics for Twilight as well. 8 enemies slept in that game. That is unreal at the end of the day. You have to consider as well, there's an enemy diva, Choi Hobin. He didn't switch off it the entire map, and he's still managing to get value out of Ana. That is the signs of a very, very, very good player.
Only 3 deaths. I get that in the first 3 minutes of gaming. All right, but very impressive play once again. The tank's doing a fantastic job creating space. Before we get to the second game, real quick question. Is Bumper better on Reinhardt or that Winston?
Oh my goodness, what a question. What a question. I don't think I can answer it, genuinely.
I like him more on Winston. I love him having the ability of just jumping in there and wrecking havoc.
Well, we love Bumper on Winston, but Sinatra on Zarya is almost as good as his Tracer. Better? How do you rank it, Bren?
Genuinely might be better, because when Sinatra was playing a lot of Tracer, you know, I'm going to say this, he was a bit of a feeder, honestly, in his gameplay. And Krusty has reined him in, and now he's playing way better than he ever has before, because he plays a little bit more reserved, but he's still insanely mechanically skilled. So he put up insane performances in this match here. Again, breaking records in terms of the damage dealt with Zarya. The guy is absolutely nuts, and this game was so insanely close. I couldn't believe it watching it.
Yeah, one other player I really want to highlight as well is Violet. He actually put out a huge performance. This was his debut. It's the first time we've seen this young man in-game, and he has done amazingly. He charged his ult the fastest league-wide in that first round.
Welcome to the stage, buddy.
For San Francisco. Yeah, what a performance.
Now, looking at these numbers, Bren, you said we shattered some record. It used to belong to Ivy and Kareem for the #1 and 2 spots. We've got some new leaders.
Yeah, and I have a feeling throughout stage 1, we might be breaking this record over and over again. You can see damage done, 31k, 33k respectively between these two players, two titans on the map. It is absolutely absurd. This match, I couldn't believe it, Pucky. I was saying in the back, mate, when we were watching this, I couldn't believe it. I said that I think these teams might be the 2 best teams in the league.
You did not say might. I think these teams are the 2 best teams in the league. Now, did you forget about the NYXL, or do you still think that comment holds true despite San Fran having a loss?
I may have got caught up a little bit in the match. Might have got a little bit overhyped. I won't lie. I won't lie. NYXL definitely up there, though. They're certainly playing at the pinnacle.
Well, I thought this one was going to be 1-1. It's Bumper and the boys from Vancouver clutching up to give themselves a 2-0 lead at the half. But let's talk this second half. It's match of the week. Are we going the distance? How does this play out? Let's start with you, Zoe.
Oh, man, it's so tough to really predict something like that. But you know what? For the sake of all of our entertainment, I'm going to say it's going to be a map 5 here. I want to see them go the distance.
You guys agree with that? You want to see more games from these 2 epic teams? This has been an awesome match of the week, and we got plenty more Overwatch League. The final 2, maybe 3 games coming up when we return.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
It starts with a surge of adrenaline. Signals flood the nervous system. Pupils race back and forth behind closed eyelids, then open, awaken. Now it's up to you to decide what to do with it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Man, what a round on King's Row. Maybe one of the best and closest that I have ever seen in my casting career here at Overwatch, but that was on a razor's edge the entire way through, a minute each in overtime, and time again, Janu, Bumper, the combo comes in, they clutch it out with a 4K plus bomb, and they barely make it over the finish line.
I mean, this is what can just wide open change an entire team fight, change an entire outcome of a game. And with these tank duos, Mono and Meko, and Bumper and Janu making this happen, you know, the reality keeps changing. We will have Nevix sub in for Choi Ho-bin here.
Now, so a bit of a swap coming in. Choi Ho-bin will be taking a step back. I believe this is going to be the only substitution that we have. Yes, it is. But right now, 2-0 lead for the Vancouver Titans, and Volskaya kind of teased this at the beginning, Wolf, when we were introducing this series. Historically, a very strong map, probably the best assault map next to Temple of Anubis for then Runaway, now Vancouver Titans.
Yeah, they've always been very good at assault. And when you look at the history of Runaway, even going as far back as to previous rosters before this one, it was a lot of the time due to the DPS lineup and dive, right? Because dive was so popular. But even with the new lineup, they've been really good at getting double caps, snowballing attacks on Assault and Volskaya. One of the better ones for them. Hanamura, not so much, but luckily for them, that's not in the pool at the moment.
I'm playing this one out a little bit slowly at the beginning. Bumper scouting, trying to see what the enemy tank was going to be before he made his decision. We'll just be matching the Rhine for Rhine. Going into the mini garage here on the side.
It's going to be really rough to get out of there. They do eat some fire strike damage from Super.
Yeah, just a little bit going over to him. 25% of the way towards that Earth Shatter.
Really good control to choke. Nice D-Matrix there from Janu, though, to get out this time.
Drop down right here onto the corner. Nevix taking a lot of damage in the back line. Pushes his way through, picks up that health pack to stay alive. Vancouver just taking their time with this. Boop off the top. There from Slime, forces everybody down onto the point. Bumper now can start pushing forward, gets a couple swings in. Pretty neck and neck as far as these Earth Shatter percentages are concerned, but Bumper, was very low, and Super pushes up to get that final swing, taking him down. Now Twilight gonna be taken out as well, and Vancouver gonna have to reset.
And when you look at the damage done in this fight, it's once again, we have to keep pointing at Sinatra, giving him the thumbs up here because he's managed his energy well, did bleed through all that damage when it looked like perhaps Super or Architect were going to go down there. They lived through the fight. He does the damage with a good bubble management, and then we see this reset come through. Trance is up in just a moment here for Twilight. And Moth is just going to continue to control this high ground.
Fire Strike going to be going wide. Shatter up for Super. Going to be looking for the opportunity. Transcendent's going to be out from Violent at the start. Vancouver just peel back. Play patiently. Slime nearly with the sound barrier online. Moth right alongside of him. Shatter comes down. Oh, Bumper! Catching multiple members, but the sound barrier is going to be out from Moth and trying to keep them alive. Now Twilight going to be matching with the Transcendence. Huxall still, however, going to be taken down, but Janu denies another Graviton Surge away from Sinatra, and that could be the turning point perhaps here. The Bumper's too low. He has to play back. There's so much energy here for Sinatra as they pop Janu out of that mech and Twilight falls. So Vancouver Titans, again, going to have to start over.
Very efficient fight for San Francisco Shock. Sinatra wishes he didn't use that grab, in fact, because it wasn't going to be necessary. It wasn't going to change the fight. The fight was won there. And unfortunately, just a late Transcendence from Twilight costs the Vancouver Titans big time. And now the San Francisco Shock end up in this situation once again where they have the better Transcendence count. Violet at 97 to 36, and they do have this high ground control by Moth once again, make it very difficult for the Titans to approach. He got that sound barrier off, which saved them against Bumper's previous Shatter.
Trance up for Violet. Building that one very rapidly. Twilight going to be a bit further behind. Bomb into the back. Not going to find a pickoff. Violet keeps himself alive with that Transcendence. Twilight gets the first kill. Sinatra gets taken down. However, right before that grab can come through. 1.5 ticks going to be gained for Vancouver Titans. They need so much more than that because they're already down under a minute. Bumper managed to find Super, but Violet gets Twilight. Stun in, trying to break Nevix out of that mech. Unable to do so far. While taking a bit of damage. We'll get top back up. They finally managed to get the Diva. Bubble in on the Bumper, saving him as Moth comes in from behind. They'll set him up. They'll take him down. That will be the completion here on to point A for Vancouver Titans. 4.5 minutes on the clock and ultimates to boot to try to get a snowball, but San Francisco sitting pretty with some of their own.
There's a lot of psychology to that last bomb from Janu. It didn't get kills, but it split San Francisco Shock like the Red Sea. Once they were cut in half, the collapse came through, and they devoured 2 parts of the same squad, 6v3 practically. Vancouver Titans, as you say, with ultimates here to try to get the double cap, but double support ultimates for the Shock means it's not going to be easy. They want to bait it out early with the high energy Zarya. They're only at 40 energy.
That rally's going to be coming through. Architect taken down. Hoxel now answering with one of his own. Energy getting built up by Solminsu. Grab out. Transcendence used by Violet. Keep them all alive. Moth still going to be holding on to that sound barrier. Bomb up over the top. Twilight popping, but that's going to be Nevix getting himself a double. Shatter in from Super, locks them down. That'll be the cleanup kills coming through the first attack. A bit futile here for the Vancouver Titans.
A double shatter there ends up looking a little bit comical, but it was a nice play by Super to guarantee the defense there. Violet maximizes damage there as well and will end up with a trance advantage. So for the Shock right now, high ground's controlled, time bank is massively depleted. You feel really good about this situation here, as Violet just continues to do the big damage here at range. As Vancouver's Titans approach has been a little bit predictable. Look at this, right clicks, he doesn't even really have to see the targets. He knows the angle they have to take.
Yep, now has to drop down so he doesn't get caught out, but Transcendence gonna be online at 8%. Twilight trying to build up. Ult economy right now for Vancouver. Not the greatest. See what they can get done. Janu pushing forward. D-Matrix going to be used. They're trying to isolate Super. Unable to find him, though. Bomb going to be coming up. Janu looking for the pick. The shield is there. Ryan blocks it out. Transcendence used by Violet. Super going lower and lower, but Bumper, he doesn't want to overextend to get the kill. Doesn't want to get it at the cost of his own life. Grab it out, but it's not going to catch anybody. Hoxel does dip into it right at the end, but now the rally's going to be coming through. Grab going to be expiring. Vancouver Titans entrenched in onto the point. Shadow coming down straight into the shield, but Super cannot stay alive. They managed to take him down. Now Nevix gonna be falling. Violet eliminated. Moth gonna be the only support alive alongside Architects. They try to hold out hope. They're holding on by a thread, and it is snapping in half.
Moth tags, but that's it.
Through, but he'll get burned down. No sound barrier. Not really any hope, it would seem, for San Francisco as they clean up Sinatra, and that will be the finish. Very, Titans get the cap here.
Very, very clean. Nice time bank here. At the end of the day, it wasn't as good as they wanted, but the fight there with high energy on Solminsu just slices through everyone. The early Transcendence was not doing San Francisco any favors.
2:06 for Vancouver, halftime.
It starts with a surge of adrenaline. Signals flood the nervous system. Pupils race back and forth behind closed eyelids. Then open, awaken. Now it's up to you to decide what to do with it.
Two minutes, 6 seconds, the time to beat for the San Francisco Shock as they get ready to kick off their attack here on Volskaya.
It's not an incredible time bank by any means, but given how many times they were halted there, it started to become worrisome for the Titans that they would even take point B to get that second cap. However, they do gain it in the end. And it's really a back and forth tug of war. Even if this series ends up being, you know, say a 3-1 or a 4-0 for Vancouver Titans, those who missed this match live and don't watch the VOD will never know how close this really is. The 2-0 scoreline is not even the truth right now. It's a very, very close game. It's all about who's controlling the Zarya matchup and who's controlling the big explosions. That's mostly been the Titans thus far. This is how you build a 9-second shatter.
Yeah, maximizing the efficiency there with that Reinhardt. Nevik straight up over the top. Ooh, stunned up, nearly popped out of the back. They nearly get it. Violet as well, taking a lot of damage, but both will be able to survive to fight another day.
It's going to give Violet a lot of extra ult charge to heal Nevix here. With that Orb of Harmon, you could see it on him.
And though every time they start inching forward, they take so much damage. Sinatra in the back, way disconnected from the rest of his squad. Is going to be taken down. As Twilight spams out, looking for some more targets straight into the back. Tries to get the foot out there, but Hoxel takes the kill.
What Violet made up for with that Orb of Harmony on the Nevix, Twilight catches up with in terms of raw damage output. He'll stay 3% ahead, so he'll have the defensive trance here, and Sinatra is so far away from his first grab, not to mention the energy lost in that lost fight. Oh, speaking of which, he'll get taken out here again by Twilight. This guy's a sniper.
Yep.
He was always a pretty big Ana specialist, one of the first Sombra players in Korea as well, back when he was on Gamsu's team. And now in this meta, he's mastered the Zenyatta. And so far, so good on controlling these angles of approach. Another attack for the Shock, but no grab and no energy for Sinatra.
Yep, still looking for those shots. Violet taken down. It's coming off the right click. The fire strike connects. They managed to find that kill. They'll push forward, looking for a little bit more as Janu does find Super and Nevix.
You could feel,
you know what happens here.
Yeah, you could feel what, the understanding of this map for the Titans and how they want to utilize the line of sight for Twilight. He's separate from the rest of the group. Gotta always look twice before you cross against Bumper.
Bumper, they still haven't spotted him. Oh, they finally see him. He's trying to get out of there, but they stun him up. It costs him. He finally looks behind, and now the shatter out from Super. Bumper. Maybe Galaxy braining here for his squad. The bomb comes out. Janu zoning them back by him a little bit more time.
But Summon too.
He manages to find Maul. However, they still have Violet. They still have a Transcendence and the grab. Try to take this point. Grab
Bumper's
comes
almost
out,
back.
blocks them up. Transcendence is out. Twilight getting up there, tops up. Zarya, they start turning it around. Architect and Sinatra both going to be taking down Super. Managed to get the pin onto Hoxel, but Violet's going to be eliminated before he can even use the ult. And despite losing out on Bumper, Vancouver Titans managed to keep it together.
And this is what we're talking about in terms of Zarya damage. That's the key hero here. Bumper buys some time there. His death, makes it a 6v5 fight. But when Sinatra and friends go down, when Summon-Su gets that opening kill on the high ground, it just doesn't matter. Bumper totally irrelevant in this fight.
Absolutely huge from him. Bomb to open things up. Nevix trying to find a pickoff. Not going to be able to get it. Sound barriers in from Slime, keeping everyone topped up. Now Violet with the Transcendence. Twilight halfway to the next one.
Bumper.
I'd love to have that online now. Bumper's still going to be holding on to this Earth Shatter, waiting for a moment. The bomb's going to be coming up. Trying to zone them back. Janu's just going to get both supports. Really, all three of them disappearing as Summon-Su cleans up Architect. No shatter needed. Bumper maintains it. Janu just continues to get multi-kills.
We had a video recently with Mickey talking about how to use self-destruct. He talked about how you put it behind
no!
That's a problem. He talked about how you put it behind the Rhine, so the Rhine has to back off.
Yes.
If the Rhine doesn't back off, then he gets killed by the self-destruct. But if he backs off, his teammates are exposed and they die. That's exactly what we saw there. And now a grab coming out.
Okay, instant grab just on a
Big
bomb.
Shatter though.
Down. Shatter has come out. Hoxel going to be the first one taken down. The bubble comes through, trying to keep Janu alive, but he will get knocked out of the mech. And it seems like Bumper, with his overzealous charge, might have just cost Vancouver Titans point A defense, a full hold potentially there. But he doesn't hit the wall. He goes into the ice. And now San Francisco Shock get an extra 4 minutes to try to get the push.
They may very well end up with a better time bank here too. Huge overextension by Bumper, his second of the game. The first one doesn't end up netting the Shock anything because of the opening kill there from Summon-Su, but this time it's a little bit different. We'll have Violet with a trance soon, Sinatra with energy advantage and a grab. Scary times here for the former Runaway squad.
Janu gonna have to try to get another one of these grabs away from Sinatra. If he can do that, could be huge. Bumper taking a lot of damage here on the front line. Graviton Surge gonna be thrown in, locks him up. Twilight with a Transcendence, ready to go. Looking for a pin, manages to get one. Oh, wow, that was a really weird angle, but gets moved over to the side. Violet gonna be taken down. Now Bumper follows up for the double kill, and Super will also be eliminated. Slime and Bumper will be taken down, but San Francisco Shock cannot make their way over to the point and get the cap here with this.
One of the most important grabs to get there is a Transcendence available. Violet, he's killed. There's no sustain to fight on the point, and now that Sinatra is dead as well, energy is reset to 0. It's going to take a lot of bubble management to get that one back up. And Bumper's been winning the matchup against Super here ever since Super was subbed in on King's Row. It's really difficult to actually win this trade. Nice block there on the Fire Strike to give them his high ground. Coming through from Nevix. Let's see if they can drop down and do that damage.
3 ults ready to go to the near 6 of Vancouver. Twilight catching up. 10% left. Grab's gonna be coming down, locks him in. Violet immediately pushing forward with the Transcendence. Bumper already got rid of Architect. The bomb from Janu this time, not gonna be able to find anything. but they still get the pick up. They still hold San Francisco Shock at bay and ensure that they will at least have a superior time bank.
All right, huge damage here on Summon-Su, 99 there. Pushed back, no deaths though. Close call there for the Shock. But there's all the wind is out of the sails. No support ultimates here. And no way to make Super can't sneak around and get a shatter off as the attacker. That's just simply not possible. They need to threaten with a self-destruct, perhaps, just as we saw previously from Janu. That's their best way to open this one up. It's hard to coordinate, though, in all this chaos.
They have the rally. Super playing very far forward. It's tough to back up. Armor going to be coming through. Shatter going to be out for a response, but neither Ryan going to be finding anything. Shield Bash comes through. Twilight going to be using that Transcendence, but now does not have it for Sinatra's grab.
And also Violet's Trance.
Answering grab, though. Actually, the first one to come out of Janu gets it again. Summon-Su locks his down, and Sinatra cannot catch a break against Janu. This man's got it all, it seems. Fire strike in. Bumper gets Super, but gets taken down. But Architect pays for his sins as Hoxel punishes him with a kill of his own. Follows up for a double. Gets rid of Sinatra, and San Francisco Shock now have to go into desperation mode to try to finish Volskaya.
Remember earlier we talked about the self-destruct potential combo there with the Shatter. It didn't work out in the end. They forced the Trance early for Twilight, but the follow-up barrier from Slime kept them alive. Now they don't have that. Look at the tank ultimates here. None of the big ones you need to set up the combos we've been watching all throughout week 2. They've got a sound barrier to maybe get Sinatra a grab, but we're really reaching here with less than a minute left. This is San Francisco Shock's last chance in this series. It's gonna have to be now or never.
Bumper up front, swinging away. Next Shatter gonna be online. Rally to open things. Vancouver going forward. Shatter comes down. Transcendence is out from Violet to keep everybody alive. Twilight now gonna be matching. Grab, ready for Summon-Su. But Netix takes it away crucially here. Now Sinatra, another one online. Janu, can he do it again? Answer is gonna be no. Summon-Su gonna get locked up. The R-Pack out from Hoxel. Not gonna be enough to keep him alive. Janu, no, manages to find Moth, but not before he can give that sound barrier shield in. Shatter through from Super. Not gonna find any knockdowns. Charge in, Bumper matches. Both just gonna be swinging away off the point as Bumper tries to get the Mega Pack.
7 seconds.
Will be able to do so. One tick gonna be gained. Now Janu gonna be taking down the Fire Strike in from the side. Bumper trying to build up. Mom's
gonna charge in.
Now he's gonna be charging back through. Architect matches him with a shield bash, but Mike's taking
solo.
Sliver of HP.
Solo.
Fire Strike through. Hoxel back over onto the Doomfist. Gets the uppercut on the Architect. Takes him down. Shatter from Super. Locks up 3. Transcendence now out from Violet. Summon-Su gonna be eliminated. Sound barriers through.
The delay is good.
The punch coming in. Hoxel knocks Super into the wall. Takes some low, and they are able to scoop up the kill. Violet as well gonna be taking him down, and they just keep pushing them back one after the other. Sinatra on his lonesome,
1v4,
trying to get the kills, but it is not going to happen. The OT plummets, and Vancouver Titans take the series. 3-0 start.
Well, there were questions yesterday after the shaky series against Guangzhou, but they will go up 3-0. You know, there's been a lot of talk about which team's 3-3. A lot of names thrown around. New York. Is it Paris? Is it the Shock? They defeat the Shock tonight, and it feels like the next big step for the Titans will be, can they defeat New York in playoffs? Because it certainly feels like both of those teams are going there. The Titans do shatter back in amazing fashion here tonight. We've got one more map after this, but still, the series ends now.
If they can take that final map, get the 4-0, it would be the biggest map differential in the league. Let's see if they can pull it off, or if Shock can get a victory when we come back from the break.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC
What a series it has been. Vancouver Titans able to take it, locking down that win with a 3-0. You can see right there. Classic Runaway fan. He's got the hoodie on. Vancouver fighting on the sign.
Not only that, but he led the fan cheer, which is a tradition in Korean esports, to count to 3 and then say the team that you're cheering for fighting, which basically means good luck, do your best, etc. type thing. Literally the word fighting, but in the context here, it's a cheer for good luck and encouragement.
Well, right now, San Francisco could use a bit of that as we get ready to go into Route 66, our final map of this series. Not done yet. They could still take a map away from Vancouver. Make sure they can't get that 4-0. But otherwise, I mean, it really has been so close. They're putting up one heck of a fight at every twist and turn, but Vancouver has just been able to edge out over them.
And that's the thing, you know, I mentioned earlier, for those who missed this live and those who did not watch the VOD will see this, you know, your friends who missed out tonight, too bad for them. But for those people who see the 4-0 scoreline, they might not actually think as highly of the Shock in this series as they should.
True.
Because this has certainly been a close match. It's like for the start of things, we will see Architect start the Ana. May just be for a nade. Yep. And then potentially a swap. We'll see if he sticks onto this.
Still playing back in the diner. He's taking a couple shots. He's looking here, but yeah, will just be the swap over onto the Brig.
Figures. It's pretty tough to run Ana in this composition here, especially against the Sombra.
Well, this is going to be Divalus from Vancouver. Hack in, looking for super. Sominsu going to be jumped on instantly. Gets the armor pack into the back and has the translocator, so we'll be safe.
Historically, it's been Haksal who plays the Sombra in these flex compositions, but it's Sominsu who has to pick up the slack here when Divas need to flex. Janu will be going over to the Zarya. Very rare for this squad.
Yes, it is. Bumper, ooh, getting collapsed on. Super finds the first kill here. And Bumper does get taken down. Now Haksal as well. Going to fall, and let's see if that's just going to be a full swap of the comp coming through for Vancouver. Sominsu is still playing forward, nearly has an EMP. So I think they're probably just going to be sticking through with this.
Yeah, you know, it's rough for the Titans here if they actually expose that they're weak at running Sombra right now. Because that's what it feels like from watching this first fight. You know, we talked about how this is uncomfortable roles for these players, but that's not something you want to show after winning a series. They're going to stick with this, though. They may be able to recover here. The EMP is almost ready. Sominsu at the back. No support ultimate, so it doesn't matter if Violet or Moth don't get hit. They're not going to be able to save their team.
Yeah, Sominsu getting ready to rejoin. Nevix taking a lot of damage, going to be knocked out, but the shadow from Super is absolutely huge.
6-man.
EMP out from Sominsu will catch everybody, denying away that Transcendence from Violet. Now they'll be able to push forward, get the kills, continue some hacks, and try to build up some additional ultimates. Great turnaround here. Denying that Transcendence, one of the biggest things.
Yeah, it's rough for the Shock when they don't have any ultimates to counter it. And, you know, Violet and Moth were both hacked, but that's irrelevant when they couldn't follow up with heals anyways. You know, there's two ways to not be able to use support ultimate. Getting hacked or not having one. And then the follow-up shatter there after the EMP, really brilliantly done. Now Bumper's got another one ready here.
Grab going to be coming down though. Janu going to be locked up. Haksal as well. Taken down. Just going to be the one hack there on Nevix. Shatter from Bumper. Not going to find anything. He's just sitting still. He's like, okay, just kill me. It's fine. Take point A. Doesn't matter anymore. Slime going to get picked off right here at the end. 4:15 on the clock. San Francisco looking quite good here at the start of Route 66.
Yep, and Violet here, really nice control of this choke. Just going to continue to look for damage done. Just be careful about not getting picks here. A double-edged sword tossing in like that, because if you only damage someone, you feed support ult over the Twilight. But if you get a kill, it's amazing, the stagger.
Well, Sominsu actually just finds Violet. Takes him down, no EMP required to get rid of that shielding.
And that's why Shock has to leave. If he farms an EMP throughout the rest of this fight and does it while there's no trance, they're in big trouble. They back away. Still going to be a stagger either way. It's nice they kill Sominsu, but he will come back with that EMP. And nearly the big 6 on both sides here. So the critical moment is going to be whether Violet and Moth can hit those transfer. Violet, perhaps the most famous Zenyatta in all of Korea during the Sombra meta at shutting down EMPs. We'll see if he can do it here again on Route 66.
Yeah, rough start for that first EMP. Graviton Surge is going to be thrown right at Architect and Super's feet. Blocks them up, no kills to be found. Though now the EMP is going to be coming in, and again, as you say, Violet not going to be able to use the Transcendence, but Moth was the one ready. Gets the sound barrier off. Now they push forward, get the cleanup kills, and that cart can surge forth.
And also having that rally armor means even though he was hit with the EMP, the armor stayed, only the shields were taken away, so he actually was very survivable there. Nice pre-armor from Architect, and the two-tiered system they had where both supports were on opposite sides, meaning basically one of them is not going to get caught no matter what. They're outside the EMP radius. Very nicely done by the Shock. And now we see the swap as mentioned.
Well, they do manage to halt the card here. Just 3 meters away. Transcendence perfectly timed from Twilight to keep Jano into that mech. Grabs on Surge, however, now going to be thrown in from Sinatra. Locks him up. Sound barrier's got to come through. The bomb from Nevix manages to find Bumper. Loop over to the side. Vancouver Titans without a main tank have no one to block the Shatter. And Super, yeah, he sees a big opportunity. Everybody right in the corner. Knocks him down. Point B completion here.
Yeah, this is really reminiscent of, you know, after what a great start Shanghai Boston was. You know, bounce back from Boston in the final map. This is what I feel like I'm seeing here from Shock. Despite 2 heartbreaking losses, remember, massive advantage on King's Row, and then the barely, narrowly held stagger defense there on Volskaya to still come back and dominate this map. It means they've got great resilience as a squad in terms of keeping their emotions in check. Moth on the high ground again, looking for potentially a split.
Oh, yeah, and Bumper trying to go for him there.
Here he comes. Look at Moth.
Sominsu, though, dangerously low. Jano going to get popped out of the mech by the Fire Strike. He just didn't have the D-Matrix to try and take that one away. Hawksall, right-click lob shots coming through, trying to take him down. They're unable to do it.
Huge combo there between Moth cutting the roster off there and the energy that Sinatra had built. This duo is doing a lot with this Zarya right now. They've got the block here.
Oh, the grab from right around the corner. Sominsu, Fire Strike to the face, will be taken down. Used his own grab, but they're not going to be able to find any kills in the back of it. Twilight now has to push forward with the Transcendence up. Shatter from Bumper again, not finding anything. Super jumps in his hammer as well, but Bumper has the block. Can they stabilize? Can they hold them off? Is the question. Jano getting taken lower and lower. Does have that self-destruct ready to go in case he has to get back into the mech quickly. Sound barrier is going to be out. Jano goes ahead, throws out the bomb, manages to find one pickup on a Violet. Now Super going to be taken down, but Sominsu is going to be taken out as well. Bomb from Nevix zones him back the cart. Just 2.73 meters left to go. Jano, the one playing forward, trying to deny away this damage. Can't do much in regard to Sinatra. Architect comes around the corner. He's looking for Twilight. Gets a stun in on a Bumper. The Twilight answers back, finds the kill. Transcendence going to be online again, and it seems like Vancouver have done it. We'll be able to get the stabilize here.
Well, honestly, at this point, you know, you're starting to feel like your resources are depleting if you're the San Francisco Shock. They will come through with another grab from Sinatra versus Twilight's Transcendence. If they can somehow bait the Transcendence out, this is going to be a very potentially successful push, but it really does revolve around that criteria. Sinatra's trying to chase down the Zen here. He's not getting close, but if he can force the Trance, that's their chance.
Well, now he's going to have the grab.
Yep.
Energy not going to be fantastic, but pins that straight into the back of the cart, and Hawksall's going to be taken down instantly.
Twilight's on top of it.
Yeah, a little bit too late with that Transcendence to try to keep the Brig alive. Moth into the back, gets a boot there on a Bumper, pushing him up into the air. The Shatter comes down, and John is going to get locked in. Answering Shatter out, manages to find Nevix and Architect. The Transcendence again is there from Violet to keep them all alive. Now Twilight and Bumper going to be eliminated. Vancouver Titans this time. I don't think they're going to be able to stabilize. John pushes forward. Self-destruct going to be coming down. Let's see if he can find anything. It's going to be a triple. I spoke too soon. I am sorry, Janu. I will never doubt you again.
Janu, insane here on the defense, will not be able to remech. We'll have to swap, but because he just used his self-destruct, he's not going to be losing any ult charge. Have to give credit where it's due to Moth, trying to set up Super's last Shatter. He went for the back door there with the right click to try to set them up to knock Bumper up, but the Shatter did not connect either way. And the San Francisco Shock were out of ammo after that. Despite the opening pick, Janu comes through. This is one more shot now they've got.
As he does time and time again, but 3 ultimates to 0. On the side of Vancouver Titans, they need to build these up, and they need to do it very quickly.
Last chance. It's the last shot here. High ground for Sinatra, trying to get that grab. He's so close.
He's getting chipped away at by Twilight, trying to get those hits. Has picked him off.
It's ready.
Before. Grab is ready. Bomb's going to open things. Nevix throwing out the Hail Mary. Tries to make it back into the mech. Seems like he's going to be able to do it. Now the Shadow comes in from Super instantly. 3 members going to be disappearing on the side of Vancouver. Janu pushing back around, but no bomb, no hope, no Transcendence for Twilight. They will get the finish here on Route 66, but it happens in OT.
Very, very close call there, but they do have one last coordinated fight. The self-destruct there from Nevix into the big Shatter. Well played. Remaining resilient here in the face of the Vancouver Titans. See if they can have a good defense here.
Nicely done. Shock, yep. Need a very strong defense. Let's see if they can have it when we come back. Reach the finish line here on Route 66. Now you have to see how their defense fares. It was a very strong early attack from them. A to get to that final stretch, entering into the garage. Fantastic time bank, but Vancouver, especially in the back of Janu with these just miracle Hail Mary bombs, were able to drain that clock down.
Architect will start with the Brigida here. Not going to be trying any Ana shenanigans here to start off the map. It's too risky. You don't have good angles. It's much more wide open than King's Row. And for the Titans, as we head into this, with fan cheers for them as well, the Korean style coming in, just going to be mirroring this composition. San Francisco Shock operating forward means they could get picked.
Oh,
already a good start.
Yep, very nicely done. Now just going to be pushing straight up to the entrance here. This diner has seen better days.
Yep. Whip shot there, not going to quite connect, but that's what playing 4 like this is designed to do, is to get an opening pick and then kind of slowly back away. Sinatra trying to build that energy, and then they could just back off. Look at Moth up again high, trying to split this team in half.
Yep, drop it down, Slime going in for a boop. Going to be displacing. Architect going to be taken down now, Nevix losing out on the mech. And this will be the opening for Vancouver to get that cart rolling. Bumper dangerously low, will get taken out by Sinatra right here at the last second. But he himself will not make it out alive, so the cart can start pushing.
One of the trade-offs there, I mean, he was very unlikely to survive, but one of the trade-offs in a moment like that, Zarya, is do you want ult charge or do you want to live and keep your energy? In this case, because he knew he was going to die, he fought till the last second there to make sure he could build as much of a grab as possible. As a result, he's actually further ahead than Summon Su at the moment, 72 to 47. But as we move into this next attempt here, the high ground is controlled by Moth again. So, very fitting name for this Lucio. It seems to quite literally fly and split teams in half.
Has been phenomenal all series long. Violet taking a bit of damage. Sinatra stunned up for a moment there. Got knocked down below half HP, was looking pretty scary for him. Graviton Surge gonna be coming through, so Minsu opening things up. Double kill off the pin, all 3 supports disappearing right off the bat. That's just gonna be the wipe. What a stylish way to roll into A.
Yeah, and you know, we're talking about, one of the themes of today, at least for you and I casting, has been ult efficiency, right? Talking about what that means, try to educate those who don't know what it means, but Grav here is the only ultimate really used, right? And look at this, Bumper just comes through, gets a pin kill, does massive damage in this fight, he's the winner here. But 5 ults still online means it's the most efficient way they could have taken A. If you combine everything, it's not useful, it's actually wasteful to use many ultimates, but you could just use the one, and that's what Vancouver Titans is all about here.
Yep. Slime playing up top. Maybe looking to knock San Francisco down onto the low ground, try to isolate somebody. Sinatra especially taking a lot of damage at the moment. Push their way down onto the low ground, a couple more shots, but it finished them off. The Transcendent's gonna be out, they get locked up into the ground.
Shatter, though.
That's gonna be, and Shatter coming through, setting up for the bomb. This time for the Shock. Nevix gets himself a triple kill, taking a page out of Vancouver's book.
Now, it took a long time when this meta was happening in Contenders Korea for a lot of the teams you and I commentate to really get familiar and comfortable with this. And Nevix was subbed in, right? And clearly he's one of the experts at this. He makes it happen too, and I think we're going to start seeing a lot of these across the league. Look at Moth, splitting them up.
Yep, spooping them back. Trying to keep them contained. This is very reminiscent of King's Row with the spawn camping. A couple more avenues of approach to weave their way out this time, though. So right back in onto the high ground. Pin coming through. Bumper gonna get melted down. The sound barrier just a fraction of a second too late. Bomb dumped in. Looking for the kills, but not gonna be able to find it. San Francisco Shock remain intact. The Shatter out from Super gets rid of Twilight, and they can maintain control of this spawn.
It was a really nice start for the Vancouver Titans in terms of time bank. They traded that fight with only 1 ultimate, but San Francisco really turned that around with Nevix's bomb combo there with Super, and now they could continue to kind of spawn camp. Sinatra doesn't have high energy, but he's just looking to finish off this grab. The Titans are going to wait here for the trance, potentially. As you can see, Twilight's just trying to spam out, then they can come out. Now it's up, so they can leave.
Knock down the half. Janu keeping track of Sinatra.
Violet
He's got this one online. Yeah, will be the Transcendence out from Violet first, as you say. Now Twilight going to be matching. Graviton Surge thrown in by Sinatra, but Violet's gonna be the first one taken down. Now Nevic's gonna be popped out of that mech. Shadow from Bumper looking pretty good. Baby Diva barely trying to be able to survive, but will be taken down. Architect only able to answer for one. Vancouver can finally start pushing again.
We've heralded Violet as being one of the better players to counter Somba, EMPs, also Transcendence timings in this meta. But unfortunately, this is one of those uncharacteristic times where he pulled the trigger too early. This gives Twilight the opportunity to get the healing where it matters later in the fight.
Yep.
And that's, you know, what we call support old chicken. You know, if you use it second, you're always going to have the advantage. Whoever pulls the trigger first is going to be slightly disadvantaged. And it works out in their favor. Here's a grab.
Oh, grab thrown straight in on the exit. Sinatra trying to stay alive. The bubble comes in, but Twilight again picks him off. Nevix with a bomb, not going to be able to find anything. Super going to be taken down. Clean up on the fight. Vancouver Titans stabilizing after being spawn camped again. Will be able to push through, bump up that time bank. 3 minutes on the clock as they enter the garage.
Cool Zarya's don't look at explosions either. Summon-Su just right-clicks and walks away. Doesn't even see Moth die there. Now the critical thing here for the San Francisco Shock to do is to try to maintain high ground. Difficult to do right now. But they're actually going to come from behind, actually not directly confront the high ground, but actually force Vancouver to give it up by controlling the cart. Smart move.
Janu goes in, leading with the bomb. Gets a double again. Violet and Architect both going to be taken down. Make it a triple. Goes forward, finds Super. Nevic's going to be popped out and finished off, rather.
This is a disaster for the San Francisco Shock. The time bank is looking really good for the Titans right now. The idea there, the theory, to force them off the high ground, to force them to turn around into their choke. San Francisco Shock's choke on the cart was a good one, but the execution left a lot to be desired, and Vancouver were able to punish that rotation. Now they control the high ground. This is the worst place for San Francisco to take this fight. Look at the angle here for Twilight on the high ground, too, from behind. He's totally safe while being able to maximize damage.
Oxall just trying to contest here. Sinatra going lower and lower. Has to drop back. It's that Orb of Harmony in the armor pack. Grab going to be coming through. Locking him up right here onto the corner. Sound barrier comes in. Answering grab from Summon-Su on the low ground. But Violet with the Transcendence will keep them alive. Twilight matching back over towards the cart. No one going to be dead yet. Moth throws down that sound barrier. Vancouver Titans now without any ultimates, but Janu nearly has a self-destruct ready to go. Summon-Su manages to find Nevix. Him down, looking for a little bit more as the cart keeps inching closer, now within 5 meters. 2.75, bomb's gonna go into the back. Janu looking to do it again, but this time not gonna come up with any kills. It doesn't zone them far enough back for the cart to advance.
Really nice position here for Bumper. He's got the Shatter.
Shatter's gonna be coming through, manages to find Nevix. Super, however, blocking the rest of the squad with that
grab.
shield. Both of these Ryans gonna be hitting the ground, but the stun comes in. Architect manages to pick up the kill. Bomb out from Nevix. Summon-Su dips in behind the cart, keeps himself alive, but will be killed on the exit, it would seem, as Architect chases forward, but maybe not. Right clicks actually almost answer back.
That was a really nice play by Architect there, countering that, having the burst heals. The Shatter from Bumper there, just not as good as he would have liked it to be. They wanted to get the D-Mech, rather, on Nevix. It failed. And the Transcendence is ready here for Twilight. That's going to be extra healing. It's been doing so much damage from range here. Sinatra holds high ground, though. They're going to try to take this away from him.
Only 30 seconds remaining. Janu taken low, trying to find the shots here on the ball. He'll get picked off right before that sound barrier becomes online. But he can likely rejoin in here with the rest of his squad. Shatter's going to be coming down. Instantly popped on the Transcendence as Twilight goes over, making sure his team's going to be safe. Super going to be picked off. Looking for a little bit more. Sound barrier now out. Moth going to be catching 3 members. Nevix still going lower and lower in the mech, but now the Transcendence will burst him back up. Bomb going to come down from Janu. Not going to find a kill.
This place is Violet.
Gets rid of Janu. Make sure that he can't get back into the mech, but the kill's still coming in. Nevix swapping over onto the Reaper is trying to make something happen. A couple more hammer swings will clean him up. We will have a double finish in OT again between these two squads.
That's going to be the second time. Kings Row, we had a strong push from San Francisco. We'll see if they can repeat that when they go on their next attack.
And nearly to be. Both teams able to do it. Let's see what happens when we come back.
It starts with a surge of adrenaline. Signals flood the nervous system. Pupils race back and forth behind closed eyelids. Then open, awaken. Now it's up to you to decide what to do with it.
here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Another minute per team here on the clock. Vancouver Titans going to be kicking things off on the defense. San Francisco Shock on the attack, already showing us something a little bit different, but maybe not going to stick with it.
Yeah, well, I'm guessing not. You know, there's always the potential you grab that pick onto the Zenyatta, or if you're working with your Zen, sometimes you can kill the enemy Zarya first by focus firing, getting that Discord orb there. But it's not going to be too risky here with only 1 minute on the clock. Every single indicator point matters for map differential. Call them indicator points in StarCraft, as we call them that. But anyway, so they're map differential points.
Well, already aggressive push forward. Someone's nearly taken down. Overpack and will save his life. Janu taking some flank shots here from Violet. Trying to output that damage. Pushing forward aggressively up towards the corner. San Francisco Shock, still no one going to be taken down. Push up over the top, forces Slime back. Now in from behind, Nevix manages to find the pop there onto Janu's mech. First casualty coming in. Boop bump almost there. Hoxel, however, does manage to stay alive in the mix with his squad.
Yeah, a little bit of shield bash mobility there, but this is looking great for the San Francisco Shock. Sinatra and Summon-Su, very similar ult chart. Summon-Su gets his first. Energy is going to be very high for these two. It's going to be all about that support ult chicken. Who uses the trance first? The second trance is going to be the victor here. Also, the potential for shatters with both of those coming online. Bumper gets his first.
See what happens. Grab's going to be coming down. Summon-Su going to be locked up here onto the high ground. Finds a couple members of San Francisco Shock, but Violet is there to keep them alive. Transcendence working out for him. Armor offered up from Hoxel in the meantime. The remaining members of Vancouver as they look for some more kills. Shatter coming down, locks up one, not able to find the kills. Twilight keeps everybody sustained, but the bomb out from Nevix gets rid of Bumper. And San Francisco Shock look to do it again, replicating that success from King's Row, at least for the beginning, pushing their way into A.
High ground control there for the Shock was why they were able to win that fight so handily. Sinatra was able to do more damage than Summon-Su, even though they were at similar energy, probably both of them max. Couldn't tell you exactly, but he did more because he was on the high ground, had free reign to do that beam damage. Now he's got way closer to a grab on the second one here than Summon-Su, and Summon-Su's energy has been reset, so he's going to force Bumper here to go forward, toss a bubble on him, try to catch up, but it's a long road.
Oh, he's absolutely lapping him, but that's going to be a major opening as Sinatra does get taken down. Sound barrier going to be in. Johnny looking for another pick with a bomb. This time not going to be able to find it. San Francisco Shock just playing back. Violet getting closer and closer to that next Transcendence. Shatter going to be coming down. They managed to find Violet right before that ult can come through. Now Super going to be eliminated. They're off the cart. OT starts plummeting. They force Nevix back. Just have to clean up the final piece of the puzzle here. They will be able to get the hold just after A.
The talking point has been discussed to death by all of our analysts this week, but when the Zarya dies first, the fight is practically over in almost every scenario. They knew Runaways, or the former Runaways, sorry, old habits die hard here. I swear I'm not going to do it again. I know there's a lot of Runaway fans here in the studio today. I see the jerseys everywhere. But
I don't know if you want to make that promise, but...
Let's talk about this again, though. They identify, the Titans are able to identify, Sinatra's got the higher energy. He's going to have grab first. And it's immediately, that's the target they select. Had he been a little bit further back, would have been tougher to get the Discord orb on him and eliminate him first. But once he's down, energy's reset. Best case scenario for San Francisco Shock, but worst case scenario, the entire team is wiped and the push comes through. The Titans are, you know, this is not the craziest scenario here for the San Francisco Shock to win. They absolutely can defend this with a few efficient fights. But the first one is the one that matters most. If they can win that again, and then now, even as the defenders here, have that even easier task of controlling the high ground as Moth. I swear he flies, man. He's up there. With him up there trying to split the Titans in half, keep Sinatra high on energy, this is absolutely winnable for the Shock. Easier said than done.
Know that they have to go for that forward aggression here outside the spawn. Know that even if this does fail, they'll have an attempt to recontest before A. Super.
Huge damage.
It's that bubble, instantly goes around the corner, surges up to nearly 50% for that Earth Shatter.
It also means high energy for Sinatra.
Bumper, a couple more shots to finish him off, but oh, Super gonna get punished. Hoxel goes forward, finds the opening kill. It's now to be the chase forward here. Summon-Su looking to build up that grab. Sinatra now going to be taken out.
Very greedy play by the Shock to try to not only give a Shattered over to Super, but give Sinatra high energy. It pays off at first when he gets the bubble. We see the burst heals come through for Architect, but he can't survive. They can't get out. Moth doesn't get the split.
And now Big Story looking like Twilight with that Transcendence getting ready to come online. Violet going to be trailing behind a little bit further. Otherwise, a lot of the other ultimates fairly even. Straight up on top of Big Earls. And Francisco Shock looking for the fight. Bumper still playing forward. Trying to match. Shatter nearly here for Super. A couple more percent. Transcendence is online, and Twilight gets caught by this. It could be the end. Pops it instantly. No one else going to be caught. Some members in the back, but no one going to be collapsed on. Cannot find the finishing blows. Shatter out from Bumper. Equally not going to find much. Violet used the Transcendence. Sound barriers getting ready to come online for both of these Lucios. Grabs on Surge, locks them up. Twilight finds Violet. Need a little bit more than that. And with Architect going down, seems like they might be able to push through. Pin is there onto Super. And Vancouver Titans will break their way through A. San Francisco Shock, they have to get to the cart before this rolls in.
Despite the later transfer from Violet, the coordination in this scrappy fight was definitely the Titans. Janu and Suminsu trying to gatekeep them from getting in here and blocking the cart, but there's plenty of time for the Shock to get back. They've got Speed Boost and they got Nevix on the Diva. They should be able to contest. The question is how and from what angle, because there's a lot of ultimates about to come online here for the Titans. This grab has to be big. It cannot be eaten.
On the side, yeah, if this gets eaten, that might just be it. Sun comes through. Sound barrier's still going to be there. The pin not going to be able to find Sinatra. Shatter coming out. Nevix dropping the bomb. Look at the big slime up above. Really get taken down. And that should just be it. They cannot make it back over. San Francisco Shock, they get the kills. They zone Suminsu back away from the cart. They will not allow the Titans to walk away with a 4-0 victory.
At the same time, the Titans will still take the series. This was touted as one of our best matches of the week, and it seems more and more like this team needs to be respected. They are new to the Overwatch League, but they are veterans of Korean Overwatch. They come through winning a Korean tournament with this very same style, in this very same meta. They're able to take the Shock out here, but it's resilience we speak about again as they're able to take the final map. Nevix with a big, better self-destruct there will at least make this only a -2 scoreline for the Shock at the end of the day.
So the handshakes, the hugs coming out. Fantastically done here. The Titans able to pick up that win. 3-0 start to the season.
Huge chance here for Bumper on stage as well. A new fan favorite for those who did not watch him in Contenders Korea.
Well, speaking of Bumper, we have Danny down on the floor standing by for an interview.
Thank you, guys. What is up, everybody? I am here with Bumper from Vancouver Titans. Everyone make some noise. Congratulations on the win. It was an amazing match. Now, I feel like now everyone could agree that Vancouver Titans have a very, very aggressive playstyle. What is kind of like the strategy behind that? 자, 제가 봤을 때는 밴쿠버 팀이 굉장히 좀 공격적인 플레이 스타일을 가지고 있는 팀인 것 같아요. 굉장히 잘 사용하고 있는 것 같은데 그런 공격적인 스타일을 계속 쓰는 이유가 있다면 뭐가 있을까요?
저의 공격적인 라인아웃가 있기 때문에이지 않을까 싶어요.
Reason is simple. It's because I have a very, very aggressive Ryan playstyle. All right, interesting. Another question, Bumper. If you have to choose from the Overwatch League teams a tank player that you kind of want to prove to the world that you are a better tank or a better player. 자, 쉽게 말하면은 오버워치 리그 팀에서 이 선수, 이 탱커 플레이어보다는 내가 잘한다라고 한 명을 꼽자면 누가 있을까요?
서울 다이너스의 피셔님보다 제가 더 잘하는 것 같아요.
Seoul Dynasty, Fisher, if you're watching this one's for you. Alrighty, everybody, give it for Bumper one more time. That is it for me. Back to you guys, casters.
Got his eyes on the prize. Bumper looking to take down Fisher, but man, what a day of Overwatch it was. Another week in the books for the 2019 season. Right there at the end, Vancouver able to get that victory, move up 3-0. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure bringing you guys the action. But make sure you stay tuned for the Watch Point post show coming up in just a few.